Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ms. Rizzo, and today we are going to talk about using who versus whom. This is an extra page in your grammar packet, so it doesn't have an actual page. So I need you to hit pause and find this page in your grammar packet. So, a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, we get confused with when we're supposed to use the word who and when we're supposed to use the word whom. So we want to make sure we are looking at our paper and we want to figure out the difference between the two, okay? So this first part tells us that. It says use who to refer to the subject of a sentence or a clause, okay? And remember, I'm going to go ahead and put a box around subject just to make sure I know what's happening. And I remember that to find the who of the sentence, to find the subject of the sentence, I ask the question, who or what did it? So that's going to help me to remember, okay? The subject is the doer, which is the person who is doing or being something, right? The who or what did it. Examples are here. Who won the race? Asked Mikey. I'm the one who walks the dog every morning. And Tatiana, who is from Costa Rica, is a great surfer. You'll notice if we change, like when we look at I'm the one who walks the dog every morning, you'll see that if we say who walks the dog, I walk the dog. Who or what did it? I walk the dog. I'm the one who. Okay? Tatiana, who is from Costa Rica, is a great surfer. Who is from Costa Rica? Tatiana. It's a subject, and there we go. Whom refers to the object of a sentence or a clause. Okay? The object, remember when we did the function of nouns, all those different functions, we had nouns that could be direct objects and indirect objects and objects of the preposition. So that's where we would use whom. Okay? They are receiving the action. Whom did you call today? Asked Lucille. So, who or what did it in that sentence is the you. You did call somebody. So, whom is referring to that object, that person that you called. I opened the door and finally there was Lisa, whom I'd been expecting for more than an hour. Okay? When we look at this phrase, this clause right here, who or what did it? I. What did I do? I had been expecting. Whom is that object? Okay? My grandpa, to whom I often turn for advice, is very wise. In this clause here, in this dependent clause, who or what did it? I. What did I do? I turn. Whom is helping us to identify that object. Okay? I know this sounds a little bit confusing. Make sure you're hitting pause if you have questions. It gives us a trick, though, down here to figure it out. Okay? A trick. Yay! He equals who? Him equals whom. Okay? And it's not just he. It would be she or we or I or they. It would be that nominative case, which we talked about when we were doing pronouns after than and as. We had the nominative case. Okay? Which is this. If your sentence is a question and you can answer the question with a he did it, he called me, he wants to take me to the dance, or she wants to take me to the dance and she called me, whatever it is, then you use who, okay? Who or whom called my name? Answer the question. He did it, right? Did he do it or did him do it? He did it, so who is your answer? Okay, same thing here. Who or whom wants to go with Allie? She does or he does, right? So it's not going to be her does or him does. So it's that who. If your sentence is a question and answers using him or her or us or me or them, which is the objective case. So this is the nominative case. This is the objective case. Okay? And that's how we can figure it out. We've got the him, her, us, me, them, objective, just like with pronouns after than and as. Nominative case, he, she, we, I, they. Same thing. From who or from whom did you receive the gift? Okay. Answer the question. I received it from him. I received the gift from him. Him is that objective case telling us that we need from whom did you receive it? Okay. Who or whom can I expect to be there? I can expect them to be there. Them is that objective case. Pause now if you have questions and ask your questions. Okay. So, if your sentence is not a question, we can still use this trick. Instead of answering the question, you would restate it using he or using him. So, Matt, who or whom lives next door to me, is my best friend. So I'm going to take this clause here, okay, and I'm going to change it and say, he lives next door to me or him lives next door to me. If the answer is he, then I'm going to use a who. Okay, look at this one. Dan played soccer with a kid whom he met at camp last summer. Okay, where's that subject verb? Okay, Dan played soccer with a kid whom he met at camp, or who he met at camp, right? Dan played soccer with him. Dan played soccer with he. Dan played soccer with him tells us it's whom. And I know it's tricky. We're going to go on to the next page, and we're going to answer these questions together, okay? So if you look here at this next page, and it's the page that's attached in yours, we're going to go ahead and do a couple of these together, okay? And we're going to use the trick. And number 1 says Meryl Streep, who or whom won a Best Actress Oscar for the 3rd time this year, is one of my favorite stars. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bracket off where my phrase is. Now would I say she won a Best Actress Oscar for the 3rd time this year? Or would I say her won a Best Actress Oscar for the 3rd time this year? So for me, I'm going to put up here she and her, and whichever one makes sense is what I'm going to circle. She won the Oscar or her won the Oscar? She. So our answer is who. Okay? Number 2 says Sandra, who or whom used to babysit my sister and me, invited us to her wedding. So I'm going to bracket off that phrase, which I'm using here, right? And am I going to say she used to babysit me and my sister, or my sister and me, or her used to babysit my sister and me? She. Very good. So I'm going to circle who, okay? You're going to do 3 through 6 on your own. So number 3, I hope the police catch the kid whom stole my bike. All right, so am I going to say he stole my bike or him stole my bike? I'm going to say he stole my bike, right? So it's who. Number 4, my cousin Samir, whom I've never met, is coming to visit next week. So for this one, I'm going to say I've never met he or I've never met him. I've never met him. Okay. Number 5. I don't know whom made this lasagna, but it's delicious. So I'm going to bracket off my whom made the lasagna. I'm going to say he or him. And I would never say him made this lasagna, so I would say he made the lasagna, right? So there we go. And number 6, Violet is the girl I was telling you about, the one whom broke her ankle during practice. So I've got the phrase here, right? Would I say she broke her ankle or her broke her ankle? She. It's who. Okay? So number 7, we will do together. 8, 9, and 10, you will do on your own. Number 7, so we're going to put a check mark next to the sentence that is grammatically correct. So am I going to say, who do I hear singing in the backyard so late at night? Or whom do I hear singing so late at night? So I'm going to say, I hear he singing, or I hear him singing. I hear him. Okay? Number 8. My parents, both of who were sick with the flu, canceled their trip to New York. Or my parents, both of whom were sick with the flu, canceled their trip to New York. So would I say both of they were sick, or both of them were sick? And it is them. Number 9. Henry, who grew up in London, has a strong British accent. Or Henry, whom grew up in London, has a strong British accent. He grew up in London, or him grew up in London? And he grew up, so it's who. Number 10. Who should I invite to the movie on Friday, Maya or Faith? Whom should I invite to the movie on Friday, Maya or Faith? So I should invite she to the movie, or I should invite her to the movie. And it is her. Okay? And now you are going to do 11 through 15 on your own. We're not going to worry about 16. So 11 says, Isaac, blank was planning to spend the afternoon at the park, moaned when he heard the forecast. Would I say he was planning to spend the afternoon in the park, or him was planning? I would say he. So it's who. You're correct. Number 12. Blank ate the last slice of pizza. I was saving that. He ate the last slice, or him ate the last slice? Number 13. Blank does Emilio want to ask to the dance on Friday? So change it around. Emilio wants to ask she to the dance, or Emilio wants to ask her to the dance? Her tells us whom. Number 14. Fred, blank looked rather pale yesterday, stayed home sick today. Did he look rather pale, or did him look rather pale? He looked rather pale. Good. So we're going to say who? And then number 15. The trip was a lot of fun for the students. Many of blank had never been camping before. Is it many of they had never been camping, or many of them had never been camping? Many of them had never been camping, so many of whom had never been camping. We have another page to do, but I don't have enough time in this video, so I'll have to do another one. If you have any questions, make sure you're asking. This is Ms. Rizzo signing off, hoping you have a great day.